Hello everyone, this is Coach Wade, and I'd like to welcome you guys back to my channel. So hope you guys will like, share, and subscribe. You guys already know what I do is I like to help families move from crisis to recovery to prosperity when it's coming to their financial life. So hope you guys, again, like, share, and subscribe to this video. But today's video, I want to talk about the difference between term life insurance and whole life insurance and which particular product is the best one to get. That's the key question. Which one is the best to get? That's the $1 million question, should I say. But to be honest with you, the best one to get, catch this, you listening? The best type of policy to get is the one that's enforced when you die. Right? Because it really doesn't matter, when you die, which one it is, if it's term or whole life, as long as it pays out the face amount to the beneficiaries, right? So the one that's enforced, because it's better to have either type of insurance versus no insurance at all right? But but anyways, I understand the concept a lot of people come from, when it comes to buy term and invest the difference. That is one particular strategy. Would I say it works best for everybody? No, it doesn't work best for everybody, but it is a strategy. It can work and it does work. Okay, I will say that. So when you buy a term and invest the difference, you have to make sure you're truly investing the difference and not blowing the difference. So that happens a lot of times. People buy a term policy and they blow the difference. They don't have any money at the end of the term. 30 years go by. They gotten sick. Things have. Their health has changed. They don't have money saved up. They have a lot of debts, and now they're kind of like stuck in a rut. Is it the end? No, it's not the end. There's always a way out of nowhere, right? There's always a hope that's out there, because that's what life is about. Life is about hope, but it can make things challenging, and you want to make your life as less challenging as possible so that you can enjoy life, right? So again, buy term invest. The difference works if you are truly investing the difference, all right, where you eventually become self-insured. So that's the whole concept of buy term invest the difference is. A lot of time people are using that theory of increasing responsibility, where it says that the younger you are, right, the more responsibilities you have and the less amount of money, disposable income you have, because you have debts, you have a lot of responsibilities. So you don't make a lot, you don't have a lot of money in the beginning of your young adulthood. But as you get older, you should be able to accumulate wealth, right? To a point to where now you have cash on hand, you might not need as much life insurance. Okay, so that's the whole concept. Buy term invest the difference is pretty much eventually as you get older, you have less responsibilities and you have more cash on hand, so you're not going to really need the insurance because at that point you become self-insured. So that's the concept of buy term and invest the difference. That's one of the concepts that's utilized. Now, when it comes to whole life, there's all different types of whole life policies. You have the traditional whole life, you have IULs, you have mutual life policies. The list goes on. One in particular, say IUL, Index Universal Life Policies. One thing about this particular one, IULs, like a lot of times people sell it based on the illustrations and they sell it all wrong. They tell you based on the target premium, they're showing you have hundreds of thousands of dollars just by paying a target premium. And it's like, yeah, you can, use it, don't have to pay any taxes, things of that nature. But folks are, IUL policy, it can work. Okay, it's not the best for everybody, but it can work if it's properly structured. Most times, if it's properly structured, most people like to front load it. Where they pay almost, they max it out their premium. During the first 4 or 5 years or so, to the point to where they can't contribute anything else to it, or it becomes a mech. If you wonder what a MEC is called a modified endowment contract. So you can always go ahead and Google that and look at the definition and find out a little bit more what exactly is a modified endowment contract. But it's more or less saying that it's no longer considered an insurance policy, is now considered more like an investment. So that's one thing you want to try to avoid in most cases, not all cases. Sometimes you MEC it is fine. That's the whole purpose of it, is to MEC it. But some agents say, if you MEC it, you wreck it. That means that now if you even take a loan off of your policy, now you got to pay, taxes if you're not at least 59 and a half years or, older. All right. So it's treated almost like an IRA, at that particular standpoint. But again, try to avoid making it, if you can, try to use the IUL strategy in order to, max fund it to where you can use the money without having to, borrow from yourself, and then you're still getting paid on the money as if you had never pulled it out. And sometimes, with those IULs, they have tied to indexes. Some of the IULs don't have caps. So some have caps on there. They might cap you off at 12 or 13%. Some have 90% participation rate. Some have 110%. participation rate in a particular index. A popular index is S&P 500. Where it's like the top 500 companies that are out there, and this policy is based on the performance of that index, but it's not being directly invested in the market. All right, so but you can take advantage of some of those returns. You don't have to worry about those losses. All right, so take advantage. So indexing is all about taking advantage of the market gains, and you avoid those market losses. Okay, so indexing is a strategy. It's a good strategy. But again, if you're doing an IUL, you want to make sure that's properly structured. Okay, because if not, you just got yourself in a mess. All right. So as you guys see, there's pros and cons to either side. Whether you're a heavy believer in the buy term invested difference, or if you're a believer in IULs or maybe a mutual life policy where it pays dividends and interest. We can get into that, in another video. Give you the ins and outs of that particular strategy. By the way, insurance is insurance, so it's best to have it and not. And it's best to have it, than not to have anything at all. And I think again, if you were to pass away, I don't think it matters whether if it's term or if it's whole life, as long as you have it. That's the important part. But you have to pick the best one that fits your strategy, because again, IUL is not for everybody. I think IUL is me personally is good for folks that have the income to be able to max it out, to really take advantage of what an IUL can truly do for you. And don't pay so much attention of, what it is, as Doug Andrews says. Pay attention to what it does, because again, it allows you to get access to your money, without having to pay taxes on it. Okay, if you structure it properly. So you borrow money off of it, you become your own bank, you go buy a car, and then you pay yourself that little nominal rate or whatever it is. But at the same time, you're getting paid interest on the money as if you had never pulled it out in the first place. So it makes a lot of sense. Okay, so if you're trying to learn a little bit more about like the self-banking concept or the powerful usage of life insurance, hey, I highly recommend you guys check out Doug Andrews' YouTube channel. I also have one of his books here. I have several of his books, but this right here is Douglas Andrews, if you want to be particular. This is called The Last Chance Millionaire. It's not too late to become wealthy. Okay, and I will put a link in the description for the video to bring you directly to this book, to where you can purchase it for yourself from Amazon. It's a really great read, so I highly recommend that you guys check this out. This is Douglas Andrews, and this is The Last Chance Millionaire. It's not too late to become wealthy, and it lists out some powerful strategies, some tax income, you know, uh, some tax strategies, using life insurance, and it's powerful. Liberate yourselves from IRAs and 401ks. Is one of the topics in this particular book, but guys, I think it's a good read. You should check it out for yourself. Don't let this just sit on your coffee table. Actually pick it up and read it, because most good information is in a book, and it's by design because a lot of people don't like to read books. But I'm an avid reader, and if I highly recommend, if you're not an avid reader, you have to train your mind to become an avid reader. Because I used to not like to read books when I was younger, but I started getting some good books and really enjoyed it, and I can't put a book down. I love it. And you'd be amazed at how much stuff you pick up just simply by reading. You know, um, when in doubt, how people keep information from folks. They put it in a book. That's how they hide stuff from you. But if you pick up as many books as you can, you gain a lot of knowledge, that you can actually utilize for yourself, improve your situation, whatever it is, whatever you're trying to learn, whether it's fixing a car or if it's in finances or whatever. Books are absolutely amazing. So keep books in your life. All right. Again, I will put the link in the description for the video so you guys can check out this book in particular for yourself. I don't want to give you any spoilers, so I want to spoil it for you guys. But great read, great pickup. All right. It's Last Chance Millionaire. It's not too late to become wealthy. Written by Douglas Andrews. So he's more of an IUL, type guy from my understanding. I could be corrected on that, but most things I hear him talk about a lot of times on his YouTube videos, things of that nature, is IULs and indexing. Making sure how he shows how he takes advantage of the indexing, takes advantage of the tax strategies, using like life insurance. So it's powerful. It's powerful. I mean, I love talking about financial services. I love talking about insurances. This is just a passion of mine. Since a young age, I've been interested in finance. I think I picked it up probably like, I don't know if I was probably like a senior in high school or somewhere like that, where I gained the interest for finance. But Hey, I'm 39 right now. It's hard to believe, but 39. Man, next year I'll be 40. This is crazy. Time goes by. But, just imagine, what you can do, in a short period of time, and even what you can do in a long period of time, from knowledge you pick up and things you actually implement, for yourself. Not just get the information, but actually apply it to your everyday life, or your everyday situations. But folks, I'm not going to talk you guys to death. I'm gonna keep this video. Well, I like to keep this video, relatively short. I don't like to go, too far off in a tangent. But again, going back to the question, which one's best? When it comes to term life and whole life insurance, it's the one that's enforced when you die. So I'm not going to pick either one of the strategies, because they all can work. It just depends on your situation as an individual. That's the key point. One size does not fit all. One size does not fit all. You never hear me say one size fit all, because there's no way it can. Everybody has different different situations, different circumstances. So that's something that has to be taken into account. Whether you decide to go to buy term invest difference route, or max funding an IUL, or using, a mutual life policy now, or having, just a regular whole life policy. Some people have to do that, especially if they try and get final expense policies because they're not healthy enough to, get any other kind of policy. They're going to get a final expense policy where you have to live for 2 years in order for it to pay out the face amount of the policy. So, or some people are great at whole life, but either way, the best one that's enforced is one that's the best one to have is one that's enforced when you die, point blank. And I just keep it at that. So hope you guys again got a little information for this video. I keep on trying to post more stuff out there. But until we meet again, you guys have yourselves an amazing day. Take care.